First of all, having hobbies is better than having no hobbies. And the reason why is because when you have hobbies, it's almost like having a friend group. If your friends don't make you happy, then your hobbies could potentially allow you to give you some perspective when things go wrong, when somebody doesn't like you. You could return to your hobby, do a repetitive task that you know and feel comfortable, and actually regulate your emotions, right? So that's one of the most important reasons why having hobbies is just a requirement for being somebody who is dating, who has a boyfriend, girlfriend, because nobody likes to date somebody who has no life, to be honest with you. But there's also a hierarchy of how attractive some hobbies are. It's better to have hobbies than no hobbies, but there are hierarchies. Now, look, for example, there's a difference between a guy who plays, as an example, who was a boxer, who one of his hobbies is doing mixed martial arts, compared to a guy whose one of his hobbies is to play video games all day, right? Obviously, the one that does the athletic sports, that hobby is more attractive, right? So there is differences in hobbies that are more attractive than others. So the first hobby is anything. Look, the way you rate how attractive the hobby is pretty much how much does it contradict your stereotypical feminine role. And naturally, the number one thing that contradicts femininity is sports, right? Sports. Because for men, it's the arts, right? For women, doing arts and anything, that kind of stuff is pretty much expected. Sports is something that guys usually do, stereotypically. So anything, feminine women want to do a traditionally male sport. Why? Because the contrast is attractive. So let me give you an example. I remember I had a lot of female friends when I was younger, still do, but there was these twins that I knew that they play soccer, and they were the first girls that I met that were pretty athletic, like not like fucking dunking and shit, but like they were feminine on naturally when you saw them outside. But then they were feminine, but they also play sports. And when I saw them play sports, I'm not gonna lie, they just look so attractive. There's something about a woman who plays sports. There is something about a woman who plays sports that just guys just find them attractive. For example, playing basketball. Yo, look, it's kind of crazy, yo. Like girls who play basketball, they could be average, but there is something about a woman who's playing a stereotypically male sport. They just do, and also you're surrounded by men, so you're naturally gonna look like you're in their eyes. You're just gonna look more attractive because there's not a lot of women doing that. But also when they're doing sports, their testosterone increases, which makes women look more attractive in their eyes. So competitive sports, right? And the reason why is because they seem tougher, right? But also because they look feminine. It's a nice little contrast. Now, this doesn't look. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You guys may not agree with me, but if you already have a masculine edge to you, right? If you already look masculine, strong, like you already look diesel and shit, and you do masculine sports, it's not a contrast, right? If that's you, if you're already known as a masculine woman, like for example, Brittany Griner is an example, then you want to do something that's stereotypically feminine, all right? Like that's all I gotta say with that one. So sports in general, like get yourself in sports, jujitsu, basketball, baseball, anything. Like guys, what do you guys think? Like guys like volleyball players. Like yeah, obviously some guys watch it because the uniform, but just and let's just be honest. The reason why guys like women who do sports, a big reason, is because they're sweating. There's something about, not even a something about it, but we kind of know why women find guys who are sweating when they look sweaty, they look more attractive, and vice versa. Why is that? In my opinion, it's because it might mean sex. I don't know what it means, but there's just something about when somebody is sweating that just look more attractive. Like some women be like, oh, I don't want him to see me sweating. And then look at it from a male's perspective. Generally, guys like women who do sports. So and also dancing, right? For example, there is different types of dancing that look more attractive than others. For example, belly dancers, they look attractive. Anything that's like stereotypically that shows the belly button for some reason, like hip hop, people who dance with hip hop. But generally anything with dancing is attractive for the most part. But you want a style of dance that has a masculine edge. That's why like hip hop, break dancing, where the women can have like almost like a stereotypically male type of dressing, where the women wear baggy jeans, hat backwards, that type of stuff. The contrast of the male and the female, right? The masculine and the feminine is what makes it attractive. So you have a woman who is super feminine looking, right, in real life, but then she dresses up like fucking Eminem in 8 Miles because she's a breakdancer, right? That looks attractive because of the contrast. Now, there are some hobbies that I think some guys might not find attractive. And I'll say this, like, for example, weightlifting. If you're a weightlifter, it's fine. But naturally, most guys, not all guys, because there are some meatheads that like women who are yoked, but you don't want to get too big on the shoulders, ladies. I'm just letting you know. Like, get your legs big, but when you start looking like female Hulk, like, it's nice, but stereotypically, guys don't want that. Stereotypically, you can look at the studies. Other hobbies that are attractive to guys is meditation groups and yoga, like meditation and yoga. And the reason why is because, one, it indicates that you're somebody who has some form of emotional control of your emotions, right? And it'll also just make you more attractive because you're not going to be super reactive. You're not going to be, your neediness level lower. So it just naturally just makes you more attractive. And also yoga attire is nice. Guys like that. And what's the other one? The other habit is housewife traits, like cooking. Look, I know I'm gonna sound very sexist, people, but please, it's just that's what studies say. You know, doing laundry and that type of stuff. People are like, oh my God, Alex is hesitating. This is new. He doesn't want to get canceled. No, but seriously, you're like a housewife simply because it just sounds so stereotypical. Like, oh, women look, guys like it when women are in the kitchen. I'm not saying that, but you know, when a woman could cook, like a guy would say, oh wow, like I could see being with her, right? Like housewife and motherly looking traits, like liking kids, volunteering, knowing how to cook well, like those type of hobbies that translate into a relationship. Guys like that. I mean, why not, right? That's just. I mean, like, I don't want to sound sexist, but that's just how, you know, men are wired. I mean, I didn't make men. I'm just explaining it. I don't know why I'm so hesitant with this video. Right? But at the end of the day, just do something, honestly. Do something. Like, don't just sit at home and do nothing. Do something. Now, hobbies like reading, fucking drawing, all that kind of stuff, like, it's nice. But again, I'm talking about things that just makes you look attractive while you're doing it. And I'm telling you, sports, a woman who does sports, like when a guy watching a woman do sports, like she just looks more attractive, generally. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even a dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that.
and how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.